Angel Reese's explosive comments to the Chicago Tribune on September 4th, 2025 set off a firestorm, exposing deep cracks in the Chicago Sky's locker room and raising serious questions about her leadership and future with the franchise. After a brutal 10-30 season, Reese didn't hold back, demanding a roster overhaul and slamming the organization for surrounding her with subpar talent. Her remarks, coupled with her league-leading turnovers and a costly suspension, have painted her as more of a liability than the cornerstone the Sky hoped for. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's professionalism and team-first approach in Indiana offer a stark contrast, fueling a heated debate. Is Reese the WNBA's biggest hoax, or are her demands a bold cry for change? With the Sky spiraling into dysfunction and the Fever eyeing a playoff push, the tale of two stars couldn't be more different. Reese's frustration boiled over in her Chicago Tribune interview, where she laid into the Sky's roster and front office with unfiltered disdain. "I'm not settling for the sames we did this year," she declared, insisting on good players as a non-negotiable. She took aim at veteran point guard Courtney Vandersloot, a two-time WNBA champion and five-time All-Star, dismissing her as too old to rely on at 37, despite Vandersloot's season-ending ACL injury. "We can't rely on Courtney to come back at the age she's at," Reese said, adding, "I know she'll be a great asset, but we need someone younger with experience." Her comments didn't spare younger teammates either, with shade thrown at Haley Van Leeth and Rachel Bannum, implying the entire roster was either too old, too mid, or too soft to compete for a championship. The fallout was swift and brutal. Multiple league sources told Front Office Sports that Reese's teammates were unhappy with the direct attacks, prompting a planned team meeting to address her remarks head on. This wasn't the sign of a healthy locker room rallying around a star, it was damage control. Veterans across the league, already stung by Reese's jab at Vandersloot, who left a title-contending New York Liberty to return to Chicago, saw her comments as disrespectful. Younger players like Van Leeth felt dismissed, turning Reese into the common enemy rather than the unifying force she aimed to be. "That's not leadership, that's dysfunction," one analyst tweeted, capturing the sentiment rippling through the WNBA. Reese's bold demands might have carried weight if her performance backed them up, but her 2025 season told a different story. On paper, her 14.6 points and league-leading 12.6 rebounds per game look solid, but dig deeper, and the cracks appear. Despite missing weeks with a back injury, Reese led the WNBA in turnovers with 101 in just 26 games, an average of nearly 4 per game. Her impatience and poor decision-making under pressure turned possessions into giveaways, undermining her team's chances. Her shooting woes were equally glaring. 20% of her shots inside 9 feet were blocked, and her 43.3% field goal percentage, while improved from her rookie year, still lagged behind true superstars. Worse, Reese's lack of discipline cost the Sky at critical moments. She racked up her 8th technical foul of the season on September 3rd, 2025, for striking Aaliyah Edwards in the head during a rebound attempt against the Connecticut Sun. Per WNBA rules, this triggered an automatic 1-game suspension, sidelining her for a high-profile clash against the Indiana Fever on September 5th. Fans had hyped the game as a showdown between Reese and Caitlin Clark, but Reese's absence, due to her own actions, left the Sky short-handed and the narrative squarely on her recklessness. "That's not a franchise player. That's a liability you can't depend on," one ex-post fumed. Ironically, the Sky often looked better without Reese. In her absence, ball movement improved, the defense tightened, and wins, though rare, felt more cohesive. Chicago's 88-64 rout of the Sun, where Reese still managed 18 points and 13 rebounds before her technical, showed glimpses of potential, but her suspensions and injuries, a mysterious back issue kept her out for weeks, left teammates like Ariel, Atkins, and Camila Cardoso to carry the load. Fans and analysts began to whisper, "Is Reese the problem?" Her stats were flashy, but her turnovers, technicals, and absences suggested a player dragging the team down rather than lifting it up. While Reese burned bridges, Caitlin Clark was building them in Indiana. Despite intense scrutiny as the WNBA's biggest draw, Clark handled 2025 with poise beyond her years. Sidelined by a groin injury, she still traveled with the Fever, cheering from the bench and staying engaged, a stark contrast to Reese's absence during her injury stretches. Clark's leadership shone through in her actions. She praised teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, even giving props to Reese for a strong performance despite their supposed rivalry. "I'm proud of this group," Clark said. after a win, highlighting the Fever's resilience and unselfish play. Her 8.2 assists per game, second only to her league-leading 9.1 in 2024, showed a star who elevated everyone around her. The Fever's rise reflected Clark's impact. At 2018 and 6th in the standings, they were playoff bound, smashing attendance records and earning primetime TV slots. Reese's comments weren't just a misstep, they were a self-inflicted wound. The Sky had already traded away rookie standout Sonia Citron, now an all-star and Rookie of the Year contender, to acquire Ariel Atkins, a move meant to give Reese the great players she wanted. Yet her response was to trash the roster, alienating veterans and young talent alike. Her jab at Vandersloot, who carried a championship pedigree, and her dismissal of Van Leith and Banham made free agents think twice about joining Chicago. Who wants to play with someone who'll throw you under the bus? One ex-post asked. Reese's vision of a rebuilt Sky might have spotlighted the uncomfortable truth. The biggest issue could be her. Her off-court antics didn't help. Reese's history of stirring controversy, claiming she boosted the WNBA's popularity, complaining about her salary, and now slamming her teammates, painted her as a drama magnet. Her suspension for the Fever game, a marquee matchup, only amplified the narrative that she couldn't be trusted in big moments. In contrast, Clark's ability to handle pressure, stay connected with her team, and avoid self-inflicted wounds made her the model of what the Sky desperately needed. Reese wants to be the face of the league, but Clark's actually doing it, an analyst wrote. Chicago's front office now faces a brutal question. Was betting on Reese a mistake? Her 12.6 rebounds per game and all-star nods are undeniable. But her turnovers, technicals, and locker room chaos outweigh the highlights. The Sky's rebuild feels like a circus, with fans openly questioning if Reese cares more about her off-court brand, her Chi Barbie persona, Vogue cover, and NBA 2K26 feature than basketball itself. Indiana, meanwhile, is building a dynasty around Clark, whose leadership has veterans and rookies alike buying in. The Fever's momentum, playoff contention, sold-out arenas, stands in sharp contrast to Chicago's dysfunction. Reese backtracked after her Tribune comments, apologizing to teammates and claiming her words were taken out of context, but the damage was done. "I didn't mean to put down my teammates," she said post-game, but the locker room meeting loomed and trust was fractured. The Sky's future hinges on whether they double down on Reese or pivot to a new core. As one ex-post put it, Clark's building a legacy, Reese is building a mess. Will Chicago regret hitching their wagon to a star who can't stay on the court or out of trouble? Drop your take below. Team Clark, the baby goat, or Team Reese, the baby giraffe? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the next chapter in this WNBA saga.